Welcome back into the third and final game of NAVI versus HellRaisers. HellRaisers taking that second game. Excuse me, NAVI looking really good, but just weren't able to close that one out. And NAVI, in the first game, they took their advantage when they saw it, just could not close out that second game. And Harry, coming into this third and final, has your opinion changed about NAVI at all coming into this?
I mean, it definitely did change, but in that last game, they could have won. They could have won. And I think that letting go of an opportunity for a 2-0 win versus HellRaisers, I just don't see that coming out unpunished. You know how in football, you miss out on a chance, immediately it gets punished? This is how I feel about the series now.
Okay. Well, getting right into the draft, we'll see here if NAVI actually let through the Enigma after that one, because HellRaisers have played it in both games. Mero wanted to pick that one up. So if you're NAVI, if you're Mali drafting here, do you even let them have that opportunity to pick it up? Or is the Dragon Knight and the Nature's Prophet a more worthy ban coming up against HellRaisers?
Dragon Knight Nature's Prophet is a more worthy ban, for sure, right? Enigma is not going to solo win the game for HellRaisers. It might win them the late game, but it is the hero in itself. It was shown in 2 games right now that Navi can deal with it. They have an idea of how to play against it.
Okay, well, we'll see here. The Dragon Knight will be banned out, so will the Brute Mother. And we'll see if this is going to be the Nature's Prophet ban from Navi. Like I say, they might have that answer. I mean, they do have that first pick, so if they wanted to, they could go straight in for something like the Enchantress, and then wait to see if HellRaisers respond with the Enigma in this first phase, and come straight back with Melodul's Pangolier for the third game as well.
They can ban the Enigma and pick up the Nature's Prophet themselves. That could be an option as well. Nope, not going to be happening. So Navi, they've usually opened up with the Enchantress. I guess that's going to be the case now. They could go for a Rubik if they feel that that is a better opening, but the Disruptor is in the pool as well. Okay, so it's going to be a Rubik into a Disruptor Enigma into a Pango, unless HellRaisers are switching something up.
Yeah, Rubik did get some great steals onto the Static Storm and the Black Hole in that last game, so Navi may be thinking about they could play around this if this is going to be the disruptive first pick here for HellRaisers. You know, just look to steal that Static Storm again. And even the Glimpses coming out. The amount of times Glimpses helped get a kill from the side of Navi. You know, Solo got glimpsed back, I think, about 3 or 4 times into his own death. And yeah, there's going to be the Enigma coming out here for HellRaisers.
But is it gonna be a disruptor? That is the question. Do they feel like that's the best hero to go for? Yep. So, pretty obvious opening here from both teams. I would be very surprised if Melodule doesn't go for that one. Maybe he's like, no, I'm not getting the bashes. I don't want it. Just have it there. But they could go for a Beastmaster, right? That might be a better decision.
5 seconds remaining.
It is still open here as well. Like you say, the Roar would be quite nice up against the Enigma. Another distance stun. It's a reliable one here as well. But no, it's going to be the Pangolier. With this Disruptor and the Enigma coming out, are you surprised that we're not seeing a Silencer at all for the side of Navi? Or is that hero just straight up garbage?
I don't think it's straight up garbage, but people are not used to playing it now. I don't know what happened to him. He still has that talent, right, for the lower cooldown, right? Yeah. Though it's not. It used to be -30. Right now it's -20. So I guess that's the reason that people are starting to or started to stay away from him for quite some time. But overall, Silencer doesn't have to be a counter for the Enigma, because you can get destroyed in the lane. And Enigma just goes for those items, you know, the utility ones. And then the Silencer doesn't really contribute anything to the game. You just wait him out. And he's not a hero. You have 5 heroes, you're fighting 5 versus 4.
Yeah, the Enchantress this time is going to be banned out from HellRaisers, so not going to be available to them, but it does, or it should open up, like say either the Beastmaster or the Lycan here for the side of Navi, if that's what you want to go towards.
I think those 2 are going to be taken away. I don't see HellRaisers letting them go.
Okay.
Radiant team ban.
As Navi, they ban out the Ember, so again, they're going to be targeting down Kiyotaka. After the first 2 bans to take away Ramsey's heroes, yeah, it's just straight up punishing Kiyotaka here. So the Lycan does go. Maybe it is going to be that Beastmaster next. Then Navi,
goodbye,
did he take away the Puck again? Yeah, makes sense.
If they don't, that one is being picked up because you know that you're not going to be playing. Actually, they might still go for the Storm.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
10
if you're
seconds
Navi, you don't want to guess. You want to know which one you're playing against.
5 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
The Storm, like we saw in that last game, can still kind of go for
Radiant team ban.
the more expensive Dream Core with that Vortex in once he gets that Aghanim Scepter, but the perk cabinet from level 6, I think is a little bit more of a threat here for Navi, so they just don't want to play against it, and they just straight ban it out.
Now the Beastmaster, and then Navi. It's gonna be tough for them to get their heroes in.
10 seconds
Not
remaining.
gonna be too happy about it. Also, one big thing is this time around, HellRaisers,
5
they have the
seconds
second pick,
remaining.
and we're seeing the same draft with Navi not being able to get the Enchantress. So I'm saying that HellRaisers, they are they're getting a big advantage in this draft. If Navi don't find a really good response to the third pick of HellRaisers, HellRaisers are gonna be ahead in the draft.
Yeah, yeah, this is kind of where the advantage flips on its head from that first pick. Obviously, you know, like you
Radiant
say,
team
the 2
pick.
picks come out from Navi, and then instantly HellRaisers can respond with the final pick on both phases. So let's see here what HellRaisers want to be picking up. They do ban out that Beastmaster. It is gone. It is straight out of there. So no...
Techies?
Again, you think it's going to be the Antares Techies again? Yeah, yeah, it makes
10
sense.
seconds
The amount of
remaining.
damage that he did in that last game, and the amount of just havoc he caused, I wouldn't be
5
surprised.
seconds remaining.
Really no reason not to get it. I mean, he has played it now 2 games in a row and has shown how it's done, especially in the previous one. So I'm... unless he's bored, I don't see a reason not to get it.
Do Techies pickers actually ever get bored of that hero, though? I don't think it's in their ability for that to happen.
I wouldn't know. I don't play the techies, right? So I don't know, but maybe not. Maybe you're actually right. You might have a point there.
No, it's going to be the Tiny.
They do. So I think the idea here is to put more emphasis on Miero, because Tiny is the best position 4 to lane with Enigma. I always come back to it. If there is a position 4 that makes the Enigma's lane impossible to lose, it is the Tiny. Okay, not impossible, but very hard. Because whatever you play against, the tossback, Malphite tossback is just very easy to pull off, and any hero that gets tossed back into 6 Eidolons is going to get that absolutely annihilated.
Yeah, we'll see here what Navi want to respond with as well. Again, it can't be that Enchantress, so it can't be the exact same draft here for Navi, because that has already been banned out. Is there anything that you like? Because I assume this is going to be the Rubik in the off lane again, unless you do want to shift it.
Shakiro is in.
Yeah,
is
true.
in the pool.
True, and that was great in the first game at dealing with the Enigma early on, before he had that BKB with the black holes. You know, even the threat of the Ice Path, it stopped the Enigma throwing some of those black holes as well.
I think you go Jakiro Ursa. That could be a good way to go. But then, are you afraid of the Tiny? That could be an issue, right? For Jakiro as well. He doesn't have as bad of a turn rate as he used to, but it's still not easy. You can get very easily outmaneuvered by the Tiny. He's faster than you. He can get around you, toss you back, and then you have nowhere to go.
Yeah, so Navi really taking the time over this next pick. Like I say, I wouldn't mind that Jakiro. So if they... We'll see. The Ursa, they might go for something different, you know, it could be. But then it means that, I mean, again, HellRaisers, they're going to have these final picks in both phases. So would they, do you think, go back for again for that comfort pick? The Storm and the Terrorblade here for HellRaisers, is that looking okay for them? Or do you want them to switch it up a bit?
HellRaisers are most likely going to get the Storm on the 4th pick. Are they going to get the Terrorblade again? That one I do not know. But the Storm Spirit does seem like the one that Kiyotaka would want to play.
Okay, so Navi, they want to go straight back for the Alchemist and revealing it early on as well.
Okay. The ability to invade the jungle for HellRaisers is quite solid.
Yeah.
But the question is, are they going to find a
10
Midas hero
seconds
for Ramses
remaining.
to play? Because that seems to be the way that HellRaisers want to deal with the Alchemist.
5 seconds remaining.
What is left? I say left as if they've all been banned out, but looking at the heroes, you know, what would you expect to be that Midas builder coming through? Like
Maybe
a Faceless Void or something?
Maybe a Slark.
Yeah.
Does look pretty decent here, right? Especially Jakiro, Rubik, Pango, Alchemist. Slark is a beast. But the question is, do you feel confident picking it now? If you pick it
10
now, you need to ban
seconds
out the
remaining.
Centaur. And I'm thinking, what else?
5
And
seconds
maybe
remaining.
like a Tidehunter. Oh, they are gonna go for the Kiyotaka Invoker, so they don't go for the Storm Spirit. I would have been okay with the Storm here. I mean, other than the Rubik lift up, everything else is kind of hard to connect.
Yeah. Jakiro is going to be the hero as well for Navi,
10
so it's going to be the
seconds
Alk
remaining.
Jakiro safe lane, I assume. The Invoker up against the Pangolier, you know,
5
how does that
seconds
lane
remaining.
actually do? Because the Invoker has a decent amount of regen
Radiant
built in
team
if he
ban.
goes for the Quas, which, you know, most Invokers do. I've not seen a Wex Exort build in a long time. I can't even remember the last time I could even make an example of that. But, you know, the Pango being that close range hero, even with the Swashbuckle, Invoker, is he going to be able to take advantage of this in the lane?
Not by a lot. The Pango
10
will farm. You
seconds
cannot stop him
remaining.
from farming. So it is gonna be them trading farm with Kiyotaka
5 seconds
trying
remaining.
to get the mana of the Pango away. If he misses a couple of those EMPs, tornadoes, then the Pango might even come out ahead in the lane. But in the end, it is a 50-50 matchup that comes down to last hits.
Okay, and so what's left then? We've got, what, an offlaner for
Navi's turn
Navi,
to ban.
and the carry here for HellRaisers. And again, HellRaisers are going to be able to respond to whatever Navi pick up for this offlane. The Magnus being banned out. Do you let that Centaur through again if you're HellRaisers?
They show that they could deal with it.
10
So I don't
seconds
see why
remaining.
not. Maybe now when they see the Terrorblade ban, maybe the Terrorblade really
5
they,
seconds remaining.
they do rank it quite highly because of the high physical damage output against the Centaur. But they didn't care about it in the previous game. They dealt with it. This game, Navi, they don't have that jump in burst type lineup.
Radiant
Centaur
team
is
ban.
not as strong as, okay, that's a weird one. But Centaur is not as strong as it was in the previous game.
Okay. I'm just looking as well. I'd like, from your suggestion from the last game, I'd like the Monkey King here for HellRaisers. I think there's a lot of team fight control coming
10
out from the side of
seconds
HellRaisers, depending on what this last pick from Navi is going to be.
5
But the amount of
seconds
control, static
remaining.
storms with a kinetic field, you know, you got locked down with the Black Hole, Tiny the Avatos coming through, Invoker, with just everything in his kit. I think it really would enable the Monkey King in this lane here for HellRaisers.
I still think Slark is the best one.
Yeah.
Unless Navi pick up a Centaur, because every single time I saw Centaur versus a Slark, it didn't go well. But Rubik, Pango, Jakiro, Alchemist, all of these spells can be easily removed by the Slark. They all fly towards him quite slowly, and Slark likes playing against the Alchemist. Though, problem might be that you don't... If you start falling behind with a Slark in this kind of a lineup, you're gone, you're toast. But I think that's why it depends really on what Navi are going to pick.
Okay. HellRaisers coming through all of this reserve time here to think about this final ban. It is going to be the Centaur. Okay, so they don't want to be laning up against that again with the Terrorblade already being banned out. You know, not super confident playing into the Rubik Centaur lane. So they are going to take that one out of the draft here. Navi, they've got themselves about 30 seconds, not even going to use it here. It's just going to be straight into the Mars. Ooh, I don't know about that one with the control coming out from HellRaisers.
So
But what do I know?
What is left here? Ursa? Slark now I do not like because Mars does a lot of damage as well. So
10
Ursa
seconds
isn't
remaining.
too bad. Or
Excuse
would you
me,
want...
brah.
I feel like the Ursa is the best one. Okay. Wasn't expecting that one.
So HellRaisers just want to go, to me that seems like an all-out fight, you know, using the coming through as technically the better team in this matchup. You know, they just want to be going full aggression to me, this seems.
We want to crush the side lanes.
Yeah.
And considering that the Pango cannot push, Kiyotaka is going to be capitalizing on it, coming in with the Urn, coming in with the Meteor Hammer, and getting even more kills, right? So it's all about making sure that the side lanes have been won, and then you can choose. Either we're going to rotate towards the mid lane with the Disruptor and the Tiny, or we're going to rotate from the mid lane to wherever Kiyotaka wants to go. So I think that's the approach here from HellRaisers, just to completely obliterate Navi.
Okay, and how can Navi, you know, how do Navi answer back into this lineup from HellRaisers? Like you say, they want to destroy these side lanes, and Navi, they've got some protection coming up from Maori on the Jakiro. Your Mars isn't awful in the side lanes here as well with the help of Danielle. It's a great setup, the telekinesis into the spear. So how can Navi respond into this from HellRaisers?
So first thing is make sure that Antares doesn't get the fast blink. And then it is protect your side lane towers. The mid lane tower isn't going to be that important if the Tiny doesn't have a blink. So very careful and methodical approach to the laning phase. Think about it now. Talk about it now between your laning partners. You need to make sure that the side lanes don't go heavily into HellRaisers' favor, because if they do, this game could very easily spiral out of control.
Okay, and we'll see how this is going to go in the third and final game. Between the two lineups, I still think I prefer HellRaisers here. I think they can, start these fights before the Alchemist, even if it is going to be this Radiant spell for the Alchemist again. I think they can start putting the pressure onto Navi's side of the map before he's even ready to start fighting.
Yeah, I do feel that way as well. And HellRaisers, they're looking like this is a draft that they are the team that could execute it to utter perfection.
Yeah. Before we find out how this third and final is going to go, we're going to take a quick break and a word from our sponsors over at EGB. Check it out.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
So, right off the bat, Navi, they're going to be going for a 5-man smoke here. Do they have the potential to look for the first blood if they catch anyone out?
Yeah, definitely. With the Jakiro, you can always chase people down. Antares wouldn't be the best one considering he has the boots, but if they see Solo, he's just gone.
Well, Smoke's going to break close to Antares now as well. The dual breath, does it actually connect onto him? It's going to be slowing him down, but like you say, he's still pretty fast with those boots, so they get a ward down in the jungle as well, but do they commit even further onto this? He might just stick the Mars here, keep him camping, look to try and steal this rune.
30 seconds to battle.
They placed a ward there. They understand that Solo might be rotating towards the mid lane early on. The Bloodseeker is pretty self-sufficient. If he does well in the lane, it's going to be a problem. Daniel is trying to find the ward. They were expecting them, the side of HellRaisers, to have a ward that is going to be looking at Daniel's rotation, and they do, but he just missed.
Yeah, thinking it might have been closer to here, and it is going to be that cliff ward out of range. But Malik setting up. They want to go for the snatches, and do they actually get it off? The spear to the tree, but they back themselves away. It looks like it's just going to be no. The glimpse comes back on Daniel. While that's going on, Antares once again making a beeline towards the other rune here for the side of the Dire. So, did I see all of them being taken? Yeah, okay, Daniel gets that one. Yeah, okay.
No surprise there, really. Navi just attempted to get the bonus one. No one really took any significant amount of damage, so the laning phase will start off even, as expected.
As we take a look at the odds, again, it comes down just a little bit more for the side of Navi, but HellRaisers, for EGB's perspective, still the clear favorites in game number 3 to take this one. So EGB giving HellRaisers just above 1.2 on the odds, and yeah, Navi, it comes down a little bit more, but HellRaisers still the favorites in game number 3.
Interesting thing is that Kiyotaka is playing an Exort Invoker, so we're not going to be seeing a Meteor Hammer. I think the idea with this one is to make sure that the top lane, the one that we're looking at right now, that HellRaisers do get a lot of kills there.
Does he still, because he's got that hand, well, he's got the Glove of Haste queued up. I can't say it's going to be the Hand of Midas just yet, but if you're building it onto this, you're still been building into Spirit Vessel to try and go into Shigetsu, or what is it,
No, he's not building that one. He is maybe gonna go for like drums into a Midas. That is the ones that, like the build that we usually see on Invoker, or maybe just go straight up into a Midas.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna have the one coming out on the courier. Top lane as well. Mero, he's going to be looking all right here. As Antares tries to come forward, though, the dual breath coming out from Maldi. Maldi using all of his mana. And these Eidolons will be ticked down here by the Jakiro with the Liquid Fire as well. So Mero maybe not having the impact with these Eidolons as he'd like to have, because the Jakiro going to be quite good at cleaning these up. With the Acid Spray there as well, yeah, they don't really get the opportunity to get too much off these Eidolons once they push out from underneath the tower.
No, not too bad, though, considering that he missed those two last CS.
Yeah.
The lane is going okay for me, Arrow, and it is going to be Navi that are going to be on their toes constantly, considering that Antares has already gotten the toss.
Well, wasn't expecting that here as Daniel goes down the bottom lane. Probably the drag back into the Blood, right? The mana being used here by the Bloodseeker. So Good setup onto the Rubik, and when we take a look at the damage, you know, it was enough to get the kill here. Ramsey's solo having a good time already in this bottom lane, picking up the first blood.
People still are not used to the glimpse. I actually cannot believe it. This hero is overused every single game. We see him in pubs, in competitive games, and people are still so easily dying to it. So I'm looking forward to when they're gonna get used to the level 1 glimpse.
Yeah, Toss comes out onto the Alchemist here in the top lane as well. Antares, he's looking for the high 5, but Bud, you already thrown him away, so he's not going to come in for a high 5 there. Well, in the end, the politeness does come through. Shigetsu going to offer that back. It was just looking at Solo here as well. He got cheeky. You know, there was a Caribbean park to the secret shop. Just gets himself in and then gets the glimpse away from Daniel as well when he gets aggressive. So Solo, he's looking a bit more... I mean, in that last game, he looked pretty good, but it was a bit of a shaky start. Looking a little bit more reliable here in game number 3.
I mean, this time around, he does have a Bloodseeker, you know. Terrorblade, him and the Terrorblade did play pretty aggressively in the previous one, but with the Seeker, it's even easier to be protected.
And how does the glimpse work with the Rupture?
It depends. If you travel over 1300 range,
yeah,
the damage isn't dealt, but if you travel anything beneath that, the damage is done.
Okay, so as long as it's not max glimpse back range on the with the disruptor, it should be able to do some damage with that. Okay.
I mean, with the glimpse, sometimes you can take people back 2,000, 3,000 range, right? So it's not maxed out, right? But just any lower amount of the glimpse will do damage, and quite a lot of it. You know, if you move someone 1,000 units, that's a big chunk of damage.
Yeah. Okay. And Kiyotaka in the mid lane up against Meljul. I mean, Meljul, you said about it, he's not really slowing down. You can't stop him from farming, especially if you're not using the EMPs for Kiyotaka to try and take away his mana. So Pango with the bottle here as well. He's going to be able to get these swashbuckles off. Looking for the farm, but Kiyotaka here looking to just get the Forge Spirit up and be a massive pain in this lane here as Meljul look for the last hits, and the Forge Spirit Kiyotaka looking for these denies. Getting a little bit harder here for Meljul to find them without that swashbuckle available.
During that time, the bottom lane, Solo and Ramses, they get low. Navi did a really good play, lift into a spear back into a tower, but Seeker has a little bit too much in terms of armor at the start of the game to die to tower shots.
Top lane though, the Sunstrike, it comes through. They might be able to get the kill into Malady. Malady has to use that Furry Fire. Is he going to be able to keep him alive? As like you were talking about in the draft, that toss back into the Malefice, Avalanche to keep him locked down, and then the Eidolons do the damage. And Jakiro, there's just no way out of that for him, even with Sunstrike stacking up there. That extra damage for the Invoker was able to get the kill into Jakiro.
Yeah, you cannot survive that one. I think the main reason they're going for this Exort Invoker is that ability to crush the top lane even more, right? If they don't have the Sunstrike there, the Jakiro survives, and then this chase from HellRaisers doesn't go too well. But because they have that Sunstrike, well, it's easy to land the kill.
Yeah, and it is going to be paying off here. Like you say, the Invoker going for the 3 points of the Exort. Now the Forge Spirit, just to be a bit of a nuisance on the lane as well. And Kiyotaka, he's looking pretty good. Second in terms of net worth. And the Alchemist as well, it's not as good for him. He's got that Radiance queued up after the Soul Ring. But yeah, like you say, Mero not having an awful time in the lane. The Malefice comes on to Shigetsu now as well. Look at the damage come through from these Eidolons onto the Alchemist. Alchemist loses half his health from that.
It's always like that. You're a melee hero, you come close, and the Eidolons will hurt you. If your support is not there, you're in trouble, and everybody is just making sure that that Meljul secures the rune. Well, Daniel, he's not gonna come out too happy after that rune being secured.
No, and after all of that, the Pangolier still doesn't move himself down towards it. He's going in towards the top. Oh, I know. I've got a mapper. That's why I thought it was still in the river.
I do as well. Luckily, our viewers don't there.
Yeah, Malady, he's going to go down. Mero picks it up with the Eidolons once again. Shigetsu now, level 5. Meljul, though, with the rotation in, gets the kill onto Mero. The toss comes out into the Sunstrike. Shigetsu, though, going to be able to move himself away with the phase boots, so the Sunstrike doesn't connect. And he might even be able to get the chase down onto Antares. He doesn't have the mana just yet from that unstable concoction, but has that Soul Ring if he wants to pop it. Maybe look for the kill onto Antares, but he does pop it. He gets so low as Ramses. He gets the kill to Malik in the bottom lane. So Ramses going to be quite happy with how that's going.
Antares is having a really good series today, and he's looking for Shigetsu.
Oh, Shigetsu nearly walked himself into the Sunstrike. Antras, though, in this Acid Spray, the Dual Breath comes out once again, the toss up, and Shigetsu will be able to get the kill there onto the Tiny.
That's 2 Sunstrikes like a real gamer, avoiding the sun, not getting that tan. Shigetsu will stay alive because of it. And yeah, on the bottom lane, we saw it on the screen there. Even though I was constantly following what the Tiny was doing, it was so cool the way that he juked from the Pango and lived. But in the end, he dies either way.
Rupture comes out once again. Malik, there's going to be the kinetic field into the Blood Right, the drag back. There's going to be a nice spear underneath the tier 1 tower with the swashbuckle. Meljul, though, gets glimpsed out, and Ramses gets the kill onto Malik. He's even going to be able to get himself away from the tier 1 tower with that move speed coming through from the third, and it's just he just gets himself out. And great jump in there by Ramses to get the kill and didn't panic at all. Knew that, well, the Malik damage was enough, and then he just walked himself casually away.
Yeah, that's a nice play from the Mars, you know, standing your ground. But the thing is, the Sunstrike is coming, so if you don't want to move and then be a glimpse back and take the double damage from the Rupture, you need to stand your ground. But then solo, he finds a better way to use the glimpse, sends Meljul away, and with Meljul not being there, his buddy does survive. If Meljul did finish off that TP or stay in the bottom lane for a longer period of time, very low chances Ramses gets out alive.
Antras, he was hesitant to walk up the high ground there, as both Shigetsu and Marty were waiting for him to walk right up into them. He's not going to be under any pressure now. He's got those regen boots coming out as well. Going towards the Blink. What's on the courier here for him?
They're just coming. Oh, it's the
Windlace. Yeah, okay.
I thought it was just going back, but actually he's just afraid that the courier will die. So he's rotating to the mid lane. They want to make sure that Kiyotaka applies enough pressure into this tower.
Yeah, with the Forge Spirit coming out here as well, you know, he's going to be able to stack up that extra damage. He's got those drums that you were talking about. And then potentially looking back into... Do you still think he goes for the Hand of Midas here on Kiyotaka?
I would assume so. You go Midas, BKB. That's usually what I see on the Invoker, and then you get a Hex later on.
Okay, Shigetsu in the top lane. Still trying to find the farm with the Acid Spray. Antras rotating in, though. If he gets the jump on Shigetsu, he's got that Chemical Rage. If he really needs the regen, but still the damage stacks up. Antras, is anybody going to get in range? Yep, Mero comes through. There's Malphite now as well. The Stable Concoction will be channeled, will be thrown out early. Shigetsu just backs himself away from this. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, they'll be able to get the kill onto Solo now. The Static Storm does come through, and Ramses, he's had to... Does he actually still chase into this? Because Malik's pretty darn low. He might push in, but with the protection of Danielle, it looks like... Yeah, just going to back himself away from now. Ramses is Rolling Thunder onto Kiyotaka, though. Kiyotaka, can he leave from this? He's got that Cold Snap if he needs it. Kiyotaka going to try and run himself away. The Fade Ball comes through, but the Telekinesis is dragged back now as well. Can he get himself out? The Black Hole, it connects now as well. The Ice Path, it will stop that. The Sunstrike, it's not going to connect onto Meljul, but Antras, he's waiting in the river. Gets the kill onto Meljul, might even be able to chase onto Malik too. Right back into the weight and arms of Mero, and Kiyotaka claims that kill.
They just keep on coming. Like, what the hell is happening? The Invoker is low. Let's kill him. Mech, okay, doesn't matter. They use the Black Hole. We can get out. Nope, Panther is in a good position. That was all very well done from both sides, but HellRaisers just bring a little bit more in terms of numbers, while Mars, his ability to rotate with the Meteor Hammer isn't really that high. And the second that he saw that the fight was on HellRaisers high ground, it just enabled them to be the ones with more heroes there.
Yeah, in fact, Shigetsu, does he get caught out here? The Static Storm's going to be about 15 seconds away. Antras, he wants that high five, such a polite dude, as the, you know, Shigetsu will connect with this. The Ice Path connects onto the Tiny, though, and it looks like it's going to give the space for Shigetsu to back himself away. Has that gold for the Sacred Relic there as well. So Solo, Antras, they do carry on stalking out the Alchemist, but don't potentially have the ability to get the kill here.
Oh, I forgot about the Witchblade completely. So the Invoker doesn't want to get the Midas. He wants the Witchblade into a BKB. There's going to be a lot of damage that Kiyotaka will be doing. The Invoker with an Exort now is played a lot differently than it used to be, just stay in the jungle and farm. I thought he was going to go for that one, considering he has the Seeker. But Seeker usually has this downtime where he needs to be farming the BKB. So Kiyotaka wants to be active during that period of the game.
Yeah, So already having the Blitz Knuckles coming through for this Invoker, you know, it's not too much gold away. I think he's just a recipe gold away here from having that Witchblade, and we'll see how aggressive and how rotaty he's going to get as the top tier 1 will go down. Mero going to be able to take that one with these Eidolons pushing in now as well. Did he actually get the hunt out? Malady, he's hanging around on these steps, but if he gets glimpsed backwards out, Mero, he might come in. He doesn't have that Black Colt for 80 seconds, though. You've got Malady still hanging around with the Ice Path. So if Shigetsu, he should be all right.
Ooh, the communication from Navi there was great, with Shigetsu standing his ground, knowing that his teammates are coming to save him. If they are not TPing there, he dies 100%. If he runs, he dies 100%. Only this way he lives. But Kiyotaka is coming over to make sure that that does not happen.
Yeah, trying to make a move here with Elacti now as well on Kiyotaka, but Daniel's already backed himself away. The toss comes out here. Malady, though, does he go down? Mero with the Malphus on top of the Jakiro. And Andres, he wants to go for this, but Telekinesis comes through. The Tiny walks himself out of the Macropire. Static Storm will be there. It just so it separates the team. Well, we'll see. We'll see if he's going to be able to do anything with this Static Storm here on Daniel, but a good, again, barrier to come through here just to get the kill onto Jackie.
I'm actually surprised that Navi, after they've initially escaped, they decided to stay there. Just push HellRaisers a little bit back so they can't glimpse you and run away. Because you can see how slowly but surely they're closing you down on the top lane. In the end, it didn't work out as badly for Navi because they had stolen the Static Storm. So this is something they can use now in the future.
Yeah, while that's going on, Ramses, though, he's finding these stacks, finding the pre-farm, getting himself towards that BKB. He's already given himself the Ogre Axe. The recipe as well as the Mithril Hammer is still going to be a bit of a ways away. But, you know, he's getting free farm. He's not being contested. He's not being pressured like this Alchemist is in his own jungle. So this is going to be really nice here for the Bloodseeker, even if this Radiance is already coming up for the Alchemist.
Yeah, you're waiting for that BKB on the Seeker. You're not fighting without it. Once you get it, it's go time. In Navi, they're not going to have any damage. Melojule isn't going for a Diffusal, isn't going for a Maelstrom, he's going for a Linken's, and HellRaisers, they're going for Malik.
Oh, the Static Storm, though, it still gets turned around. They get the kill. There's going to be the Rubik's Cube being dropped on top of the Invoker, and Kiyotaka, can he get himself away with this Macropire being dropped, excuse me, as Ramses wants to get into this fight. The Rolling Thunder does come through. Mero, though, looking for the chase down. Did he get the damage onto Melojule? Melojule, he's just trying to run himself away. Malady will go down. Telekinesis from Daniel onto Mero, but Ramses is still here now.
Daniel literally winning that engagement on his own. I can't even say winning, but if it goes equal when you're this far behind, you're actually okay with that one. Stolen Static Storm, then the Stolen Meteor. He did so much damage, and he kept him in place. In the end, he gets the double kill, well deserved.
Yeah, great play there. Like you say, he knew he had that Static Storm to group up with the Arena, so Mars was baiting that in from the Invoker in the mid lane. You're just showing, oh no, the Cold Snap's coming out, what am I going to do? And then the Static Storm gets dropped, and Navi able to turn that one around.
I don't know if Solo isn't communicating well with his team, but even in the previous game, that Static Storm changed a lot. So I'm surprised that HellRaisers did go for that play.
Look at this now, Daniel with the body blocks into the telekinesis back. Malik, though, he's going to miss the spear as Kiyotaka gets the kill onto Malady in the dire jungle. They might even chase down onto Shigetsu because, well, with no Malady, that black hole is looking awful scary here for Shigetsu. And Shigetsu, he doesn't have that blink dagger. He's going to look for the TP. Mero, he stopped short. Shigetsu's going to be able to get the TP.
Miero knew where he was, but the second he clicked there, because the Alchemist was in his way, the hero turned back. That should have been a red flag for him, but he didn't pay attention all that much.
The Rubik's Cube going to be dropped once again, but this time Daniel should go down. Yeah, and Solo doesn't take enough damage to die. Kiyotaka with the help, and Daniel will fall.
He went back to watch a YouTube video how to solve that one. That rupture not going to be good enough.
No, in fact, the Meteor Hammer comes through as well. Ramsey's taking a lot of damage. Malik's going to be able to blink himself in front of Ramses. Ramses, though, Cold Snap coming out. Malik, he's going to go down and return. The Definite Blast comes through, and Ramses picks up that kill. So, I mean, Malik, did he just need to give up the Ghost and just leave Ramses to go down? Because it looks like they're going to be able to move themselves right into this Roach Pit.
Yeah, without the Arena, you cannot fight that one. They do have the Rolling Thunder, actually. But yeah, this Pango is not a hero. With the Ultimate Orb, that being his only item, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he's changing it up from the last game, going towards that Lincoln Sphere to come out for the Pangolier here. Trying to block off, I guess, the Rupture coming out for Ramses, because that is a massive, massive threat to the Pango.
But still, you don't do damage. You need at least a diffusal blade before it. I know it's gonna be a little bit late, but here you're just playing not to die. How are your teammates gonna survive? How are you gonna kill anyone if you're Na'Vi?
Well, I guess it's up to them to show us here. Daniel's going to be spotted out. Kinetic field comes through. Daniel, yeah, with these Forge Spirits, it doesn't matter what he steals, because he's just going to be taken care of. Sunstrike, it won't spot out Malik. Malik has that blink, but
They
no
know
TP.
he's there.
Yeah, they see him now as well. Malik, he's going to be able to get himself away. He's got no blink now as well. It's going to be caught on cooldown by the damage. The spear comes out, locking the Invoker down to the tree, but Antares comes through, and Malik should go down. One more right click. Antares actually gets it.
And Malady's dead in the mid lane as well. He actually got the taste of his fountain, but that's not enough to survive Ramses.
Yeah, Ramses now has that fresh BKB here as well. The Aegis on Kiyotaka, so a good timing for HellRaisers, looking for the objectives with Meiro, and Kiyotaka even being able to help out with the Forge Spirits. So now if you're Alchemist, this is what I was talking about. You know, Alchemist, he's got that Radiance, he's got his BKB, but the timing is squarely in the HellRaisers' favor to get aggressive before she gets, you can have a massive impact in this game.
You can't kill anyone. That is the problem. And we're coming back to it. The last game when they played the Alchemist, they were the ones that took Roche. They were the ones that were creating space for themselves to get the key items. This time around, it is HellRaisers that are applying pressure with the Aegis and Navi. They have to go for a 5-man smoke. 5-man smokes, 18 minutes into the game, very rarely work out because it is going to be so obvious.
Yeah, you see Solo being smoked here now as well. Meiro is going to break that smoke, walks himself away. Maybe the dual breath comes out with his spear to the tree. Static Storm gets cast though now as well. Do they have the heal with those Greaves onto Enigma? Enigma's going to survive through this. Ramses, he takes down one. Kiyotaka gets the other. And now the chase is on. Ramses has the rupture. Shigetsu, well, even with the BKB, he gets himself up to the high ground. Blitterite comes through. Melojule just going to have to use this Rolling Thunder on the staircase defensively.
He was drawing a line. Like, go over this line if you dare. And HellRaisers, well, they dared in game number 1 and they lost it, so they're not going to be making that mistake again. But this is the HellRaisers that we've seen so far in the DPC here in Eastern Europe. So they crush the lanes and they never let go of the lead. And it's not only that they are destroying you, their movements are so good that you don't really know what to do. And then you go for desperation smoke like that one and just end up falling further and further behind.
Yeah, and it's kind of like they just couldn't pick a target there, because every time they picked somebody, you know, they had to. Have you seen? You must have seen Kung Fu Hustle, right? Where they're like, yo, I'll fight you. And he stands up. He's like this big, beefy dude. He's like, no, that's cheating, sit down. I'll point at the kid. Yeah, you, I'll fight you. And the kid comes out. He's got like a six-pack and muscles. That just seemed like Na'Vi. Every time they picked a target there, you know, they had a way to answer back. They were too strong. And they just couldn't fight into it. As the arena comes through now, do they get the kill to answer us? BT Hammer will be dropped, but the rupture comes through. She gets to the glimpse back. All that damage stacking up. The Sunstrike will be there. And Kiyotaka gets the kill once again. She gets to. This time he will go down. Daniel, can he get himself out of the ice path? Trying to just, I don't know, buy time, I guess, because Ramses, he's going to get the vision, get the chase down, and gets the kill onto Daniel. And now Malik, he's going to be the next one to fall.
Just want to say that I definitely saw that show that you were talking about.
You've never seen Kung Fu Hustle?
I have. How have I? I just told you I have.
Because it's not a show, it's a film.
No, busted. no way. Anyways, though, this is just how HellRaisers want this game to go. What they're doing right now is they are understanding the lack of damage of Navi, and they're just playing overly aggressive. And they know that their teammates are gonna get there in time to save them. That's just it. And even if they don't, they're gonna get there in time to kill Navi.
And how did they? Because they're gonna be kind of, you know, choked into the face here. When the Alchemist wants to get out farming, does he just have to take the... He's not even got an outpost to TP to, so it's not like he can even make a stealth move here to get outside of his base. What can Navi do? You talked about the 18-minute smokes not working out. You're 21 minutes in now. Trying to make this jump. HellRaisers is in control of the game. How did Navi get themselves back into it?
If only 3 minutes later the smokes would instantly become this better item, and suddenly, yeah, Navi are in the same position. They have the same items that they had earlier. It only has been HellRaisers that are coming forward. I don't know. When I look at Navi, they just don't do damage, right? You have to make sure that your supports are crushing it with the spell usages. That's the main thing.
And Malik's going to be chased down again. Kinetic Field comes out, trying to eat himself through the trees. No, the Avalanche is going to stop that Blink from refreshing now as well. Malik in the trees. Toss comes through. They have the lockdown. They have the kill. And Malik, even with the God's Rebuke, he's not going to be able to create a gap long enough. Kiyotaka picks up the kill.
So currently when you look at Navi's lineup, they are not tanky. They don't do damage. They do not split push. So, yeah, it's just not gonna work out. I'm looking at Melojule. He played such good games on the Pango, and now his item choices is gonna cost them any chance to win this game. Because even when he gets that Lincolns, it doesn't change anything. It's just gonna be completely ignored.
Yeah, you might be looking at that. I'm looking at the odds on the screen here. EGB given HellRaisers this game, you know, it's like when Dota Plus said there's no chance for you to win this. You know, HellRaisers, the zeros are there, and it's Navi hitting the 10s. So it just shows that even EGB, you know, thinking this one might be over sooner rather than later.
We had a 0 a couple of days ago, you and me.
Yeah.
I think it was Navi versus one move, and Navi almost won. So Navi, they like it when they're underestimated. Now they smoke, and they're gonna show us differently.
Well, we'll see here. They've not even left the base just yet, so
you
really
needed to get excited with me. You needed to get excited with me, and you just...
I'm a realist. What can I say?
Okay. Well, realistically, Solo is dead.
Yeah, that was... I mean, okay, the smoke. They got a kill. Let's see what else they can get from this now as well. Ramses, though, has that BKB. The Rupture comes out, and Shigetsu has to walk himself away from the blood right now as well. They've got the lockdown onto Jakiro. Jakiro, can he get himself away from this one? Absolutely cannot get himself away from those cliffs. Those wings, they don't work like that. And like you said, maybe it's just the muscles weighing him down. The blink away, though. The TP away, Answer's not able to catch out, and Melojule just has to run himself out. And again, Lincoln Sphere is up, going back towards that Basher, but Melojule, he's not really had that impact in the game that we've seen over the last couple of matches.
No, that set on the Jakiro really does look like the no cardio type of guy, so yeah, he cannot fly off a cliff.
Oh, Kiyotaka, Shigetsu, he's not used to that
He's
BKB.
waiting.
But he's absolutely waiting in for the TP coming in from Enigma. Enigma, they're going to be able to close the gap. Don't even need the black hole here. Shigetsu, he's just going to be right-click down. Surely, yeah, 1-1, the Midnight Pulse. It breaks the trees. Shigetsu, that BKB will be wearing off. The arena comes through. There's going to be a jump up in the other as well from Shigetsu.
Safe.
The arena, it blocks the damage coming through from Kiyotaka, but Kiyotaka blinks himself forward. Can they get the kill now? Turning this one around. Rolling comes through. Mero, he's holding that black hole still for a little bit longer. Ramses, he's still got the BKB as well. That Rupture comes back up in 2 seconds. Might be able to focus it onto Shigetsu. Shigetsu, that BKB is down. He's going to be controlled by the Malefice. He's going to fall. Lincoln Sphere's break, and Melojule, no way he gets himself out of this one.
But at least they got 2 kills. They're going to be losing more for sure because of the glimpse, but not too much more. Actually, Navi, they're thinking about turning this around.
They're going to try and go to Kiyotaka even after losing Jakiro, but the Static Storm comes through. They get the kill onto Mars, the Deafening Blast there onto the Rubik. And this is going to be a full 5-man wipe for HellRaisers, probably a lane of Rax too.
Kiyotaka finding his ways in the trees there to get away from the spear of the Mars because he bought the shard. So you have that fire on the ground and it was taking him down. So first he started running around and like, I'm an invoker, just get the Quas out and it's not going to be doing any kind of damage.
Yeah, and we'll see here pushing into the base. HellRaisers, are they going to be pushed back out or are they just going to stake their claim in the onto the high ground? It looks like they will back themselves away. Mero comes back, still has the black hole, no blink dagger here for the Enigma. Actually just gonna be the pipe into another Vlad, so a Wraith pack coming out here for Enigma?
That does look that way. He's gonna get the Vlad's and I mean, I think he understands just how much Navi cannot kill anyone, and if he has all of those items, they really will never get a kill.
Yeah.
At least not an important one.
Yeah, maybe not. We've seen Solo been jumped a couple of times. Like I say, that last smoke, able to get it off. And Shigetsu, though, gets himself on top of Mero. There's still going to be the Malefice coming through here. And obviously Shigetsu not wanting to use that BKB just for that, so backs himself away. And now HellRaisers, well, Ramses, he's going to have to close that gap, but you can see how split up Navi are. The Avalanche comes in, they have the control. You can have that pushback onto Shigetsu once again. That's that BKB. If he needs it, the force staff onto Antares, and they're looking for the tossback. They're going to be able to get it now as well. Where's the black hole? It comes through. They have the lockdown onto the Alchemist now. The right clicks, the ice path. It was a little bit too short to get there, and they're going to be able to get the kill onto Shigetsu. They take down Danielle. They take down 3. Can it be 4 now? as the glimpse back onto Jackie. Jackie's going to be taking down Maldi, not surviving through this. And they're going to be able to claim the space, claim the set of racks. And I don't know if this stops at one single set of racks here for HellRaisers.
Noobs use the Sunstrike for kills. Chads use the Sunstrike for glimpse vision. And Kiyotaka and Solo, they've always impressed me. They did this once before in the DPC so far, that they were getting so many glimpses out because of those Sunstrikes. So Kiyotaka always on point. Maybe he doesn't connect with the damage, but he just shows the hero long enough for Solo to get the grab.
Yeah, and this is going to be 2 lanes of racks here. After this comes out, or it's going to be a lane and a half. The Eidolons, what damage can they do? No, the toss back, it comes back onto Jakiro. Jakiro, he's caught out in no man's land. Ramsey's going to get low, pops up BKB. They're just going to be regenerating up through the creeps that are there, as well as that kill onto Malady. Rolling Thunder, but he's got to get himself away because there is a rupture in 6 seconds here. So Ramsey's, they're backing themselves out with that Jakiro being down as well. It opens up the pit here for HellRaisers.
No reason to overextend there. Navi are again going to be in a situation where they need to smoke up and go for a desperation play. Outside of their base, their ability to win a fight is almost non-existent, pretty much as their win probability, 1%. And that is what HellRaisers are going to wait for. Because Navi, if they stay in their base, they lose 100%. And now they're just going to go for that one last smoke. That is the one thing that is left for them.
Yeah, looking like it's... Oh, in fact, Maldy doesn't get in that smoke. He's going to be on the back lines anyway, but this is going to be Butch and Sundine's time here coming out for Navi. And while this is going on, in fact...
It was under vision. That's the big thing. Kiyotaka is waiting to cancel it out and escape.
Yeah. So, I mean, HellRaisers, they get themselves, like you say, because it's under vision, get themselves outside of the pit, where it could be potentially deadly if they get caught out with the arena, you know, inside that such a small area, the Macropyres come through, and HellRaisers, like you say, they know, so these go right back into this. It's going to be a second smoke coming through, but there's going to be the jump in onto the creeps, and did it break anyone? I think it just broke the Jakiro smoke.
Yeah, now the Marses, now Danielle.
Telekinesis comes out, and answer as the Macropyre will be dropped. Can they get him away from this one? He's got those boots of regen as well. So 10 seconds, but the backlines, the jumping now as well. Daniel's going to get low. Kiyotaka, Ramses gets the kill onto the Rubik, and Rubik has to buy back right back into this. The rupture comes out though. Tornado connects onto the Alchemist. Alchemist, can he walk himself away? Going to pop that unstable, the chemical rage, and the unstable concoction going to go through. Doesn't matter. They get the kill. He even gets the stun off before the unstable concoction comes out with the basher on the Bloodseeker. And now Navi, they are going to have called GG in this third and final game. HellRaisers showing their true potential, pulling it out of the bag, and Navi didn't even look like they had a chance.
Oh, we're seeing this is actually Ramses when they do it. It's a puzzle of Ramses when they zoom out. Remember that last time we were like, what has happened there? They're just giving us a puzzle of Ramses. That's the case. But overall, Navi, you could see a much different atmosphere from them than they had 2 days ago when they lost. 2 days ago when they lost, they were coming into the series thinking they can land the victory. Here, they came as the underdogs, and they showed 2 games in a row that they can fight against arguably the best team in the region. So this should be a big motivation for them, because with these kind of plays, with the plays that they made in game number 1 and 2, they can win the next series and potentially force out tiebreakers.
Yeah, it is going to be against VP. So VP, again, sitting on those 2 wins, VP playing. And it might be that VP get a bit of a wear out here as well, because they're going to be playing against Spirit next, and then up against Hydra tomorrow, and then Navi. So they are on a marathon here now, VP in terms of games. And Navi, they get themselves a day off to regroup, come back into it. Even though they didn't win the series, that first and second game, like you say, that's going to be confidence building for them here. So it could be that they force it to the tiebreakers on the final day, dragging Hydra in, dragging one move in, and making it like a 3-way tiebreaker, maybe even 4 if Virtus Pro doesn't win another match, and making it hard.
No day off for Navi. They are watching Virtus Pro with their eyes wide open. You know when Tom and Jerry, you said you like that one? Yeah, with the tape, then with the what do you call it? The teeth pin or whatever.
Toothpicks.
So that's what they need to do here, watching Virtus Pro, to be 100% prepared when that matchup does come.
Well, if they do beat VP, because VP have Hydra to play, either VP or Hydra will be dragged into tiebreakers there. It has to be one or the other, because Hydra don't have any more matches to come after that. And it is going to be, the fate will be in their own hands here, Navi, on that final day playing up against VP.
we have a chance for it to not be tiebreakers, right? For every single one to have beaten the one beneath them, right? If VP beats Hydra, beats Navi, loses to Spirit today, that's pretty much gonna be it, right? HellRaisers, they're gonna fight Spirit. Whoever wins that one is gonna be first. Bad Boom are gonna be third, and it could be cool to see that. But then again, we are hoping for some tiebreakers as well.
Yeah, just going a little bit longer. But for now, guys, that is going to be it for me and Hurry. It is going to be Trent and Gary to take over for this second series. We won't keep you any longer because we know how excited you are to see Team Spirit. So for now, that is it for us for today. We'll be back in a couple of days, and we'll see you next time we go live. But thank you. We're going to go to a break, and then after that, it'll be Team Spirit versus VP.